The risk is huge. The risk is huge because it's an untested format. We've never had Test cricket here in Ireland beforehand. In a world where T20 is clearly becoming much more popular, and certainly in an environment in a country like Ireland where the game is certainly at international level is still bedding down as part of the mainstream environment. A 5-day game in a country where it rains probably more than others, that's a risk. But do you know what? The game is thriving. More people are playing it, more people are getting interested in it. So somehow the game here thrives and survives and grows. So we've got to back ourselves, and we're prepared to take these pretty significant risks time and time again. And the punters come and back us. At this, as of this morning, we've sold, I think, about 70% of tickets day one, 60% day two, and we've got about set up for just about 6,000 people here at the moment. You know, you're always guessing; you never quite know how many are going to turn up. We haven't got permanent seats, so we just stick up what we think might work. So if you add comps on top of that, I reckon we've got fewer than 1,000 left to sell. We tend not to think about let's look at the test in isolation. What we'll do is we'll look at the season as a whole and budgets as a whole, as most businesses do. And you'll see that's something that's done pretty much by the majority of the other full members as well. You'll look at India, you'll look at even some of the major test nations, India and South Africa, and you look at the stands and they're not necessarily full. Where are they going to make their money? They'll make it from broadcasting income, sponsorship and other commercial rights, and they'll do it over a lengthy period of time, probably not even a year, but over multiple years, which they can because they've got the consistency of fixture. So we're now going to start to look at the same. The game will probably cost us round about €1 million. That's not just all of this, it's also housing, accommodating all of the players, all of the insurances, getting our players over, training sessions, staffing, everything. It's about €1 million. In terms of just ticketing and hospitality, we won't make it back in that, but when you add in sponsorship, which isn't necessarily divided between the Test match and the T20s, and broadcasting similarly, what it'll do is we'll make a loss on the Test match, we'll make a big revenue hike on the two T20Is against India. And for those, for example, we've got a setup which is 2,000 more fans, that's about 8,000, just over 8,000 people, and I don't think we're far off a sellout for the T20 on the 29th of June. We're already at 6.3, 6.4. You add in another 800, 900 for comps. That's about 7.3. We're nearly sold out for that. So we'll make the vast majority of our money on that. But this is about Test cricket. It's about being part of the pantheon of the big nations. And by virtue of being a full member and a Test nation, it gives us that status of being in the top tier of world cricket, which enables us to get access to the best fixtures against the best teams on a multi-year basis, and therefore it gives a value to our broadcast rights and our commercial rights we wouldn't have as an associate. So we look upon it as a whole, as opposed to that's a very expensive undertaking, that's costing you much, why are you playing it?